Companion planting in Zone 8B is not about following a generic chart. It is about a technical process called thermal synchronization. If you followed standard charts and your harvest still failed, here is the real reason. Those pairings were not designed for 95-degree heat spikes in May. I tested this in my own 10-by-10 survival garden. I did not just plant seeds. I engineered the soil cation exchange capacity before a single seed went in. Because in Zone 8B, there is a tiny 200-millisecond window where a pollinator decides to land or move on. If your timing is off, the system fails silently. Stay with me. I am going to show you the exact pairs that survived my Zone 8B field test, and the one famous combination you need to stop planting immediately. Before the plants go in, the companion planting starts underground. Most Zone 8B gardeners skip this step completely. They put plants in the ground without ever testing what is underneath them, and that is exactly where the system breaks down. In my sandy Zone 8B soil, the cation exchange capacity was only 5 mech per 100 grams. In plain language, cation exchange capacity is your soil's ability to hold nutrients and moisture and deliver them to plant roots. A reading of 5 is critically low. Water passes straight through. Nutrients wash out before roots can use them. Companion plants that are supposed to feed each other cannot do their job because the soil between them is a sieve. So before a single seed went into my 10-by-10 survival garden, I corrected the soil first. I added biochar at a 3 to 5% ratio by volume. Biochar creates a permanent porous structure inside the soil that holds moisture against the heat. That single change allowed my companion plants to hold moisture for 3 extra days during a dry spell. In Zone 8B heat, 3 days is the difference between a plant that survives and one that collapses before it can help its neighbor. The second effect is one most gardeners never consider. When companion plants release moisture through transpiration, they actively cool the soil surface around them. In my 10-by-10 bed, that cooling effect protected the tomato roots during the May heat spike. At exactly the moment the heat was trying to shut the whole system down. Now here is where timing becomes everything. A pollinator has only 200 milliseconds to recognize a flower and decide to land. When Zone 8B temperatures push above 86 degrees in April and May, pollinators compress into early morning hours only. If your companion flowers are not blooming in that exact window, the partnership produces nothing. If your timing is off, the system fails silently. That is the Zone 8B precision problem, and the next section shows you exactly how to solve it. The first pair is tomato and crimson clover. This is our living mulch. Crimson clover, Trifolium incarnatum, fixes up to 150 pounds of nitrogen per acre directly into the soil. In my 10-by-10 plot, the clover hit its peak nitrogen release exactly when the tomatoes entered their heavy feeding stage in May. No added fertilizer. The soil delivered what the tomatoes needed at the exact moment they needed it. The bloom timing is the synchronization point. Crimson clover flowers open in April into May in Zone 8B. The same early morning window that pollinators use before temperatures push above 86 degrees. Your tomatoes get pollinator traffic at their most critical growth stage because the clover brought them there. One hard warning: terminate the clover before soil temperatures push above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Too late and the clover keeps the soil cooler and wetter than your tomatoes can handle. The second pair is okra and cowpea. This is the ultimate heat-proof pair for Zone 8B. While tomatoes struggle above 90 degrees and beans drop their flowers in the heat, okra, Abelmostras esculentus, and cowpea, Vigna unguiculata, keep producing through the worst of Zone 8B summer. Southern SARE trials prove this pairing increases pollinator visits by 50% and boosts yields by up to 27% in humid climates. Cowpea fixes nitrogen and heat that shuts crimson clover down completely. Okra grows taller and creates partial shade that cools the cowpea root zone, extending the productive window of the entire pair through July and August. This is your midsummer insurance policy when everything else in your Zone 8B garden is just trying to survive. The third pair is pepper and pole bean on a vertical trellis. Vertical companion planting uses space 80% more efficiently than growing these crops separately. Warm climate intercropping research documents a land equivalent ratio of 1.5 to 1.8 for this pair, meaning you get the output of 1.8 separate beds from a single companion bed. But this pair has one specific failure point in Zone 8B. In my survival garden, the beans grew faster than expected in the humidity, and their canopy draped directly over the pepper plants. Airflow dropped. Disease pressure built immediately. The fix was staggering the planting dates. Getting the peppers established first, then introducing the beans 2 weeks later so the peppers had vertical space before the beans started climbing. The second fix was trellis orientation. Run your trellis north to south. Keep your pepper plants on the sun-facing side. Never let the bean canopy fall over the peppers in Georgia or Texas humidity. Because in Zone 8B, that mistake turns your trellis into a disease incubator overnight. Most companion planting guides give you a generic spring and fall window. Zone 8B does not work that way. Your frost-free window runs from March 15 to November 15, approximately 245 days. But inside that window, there are 3 distinct planting phases. Miss one and the entire companion system loses its synchronization. Window 1 runs from late February to March 15. This is your soil preparation window. Before any main crop goes in, establish your crimson clover in every companion bed. Zone 8B soil temperatures are reaching the mid-60s Fahrenheit by early March in South Georgia and inland Texas. Warm enough for clover germination but cool enough to avoid early heat stress. Do not skip this window. If your clover is not established before March 15, it will not have enough time to fix meaningful nitrogen before your tomatoes need it in May. One task: get the clover in the ground before March 15. Window 2 runs from March 15 to May 30. This is your primary planting window. Transplant your tomatoes into established clover borders. Install your okra and cowpea pairs as soil temperatures climb through the 70s. This is also the window where the 200-millisecond pollinator gap becomes your biggest risk. Temperatures are already pushing toward 86 degrees by late May in Royce City and Adel. Your companion flowers must be open and blooming before this window closes. If they are not, your pollinator traffic drops and your entire main season harvest is compromised before it starts. Window 3 runs from September to November. This is your vertical trellis window. Pepper and pole bean pairs go in now, not in summer. In July and August, bean flower drop above 90 degrees in Zone 8B humidity, create the exact disease conditions that collapse this pair. September brings cooler nights, lower humidity, and a much safer growing environment for high-density vertical systems. If you are in coastal California Zone 8B, Oakland, San Francisco, Santa Cruz, your windows are more forgiving across all 3 phases. Marine air keeps humidity manageable and temperatures moderate. But if you are in Royce City, Adel, or Adrian, treat these 3 windows as firm deadlines, not suggestions. And before we get to your one action step, there is a single number that determines whether this entire schedule works or collapses in your specific Zone 8B garden. We are going to cover that in the next 60 seconds. Here is your one task for tomorrow. Go outside and check your soil temperature. If it is sitting at 65 degrees Fahrenheit or above, you have one job: get your crimson clover established in your companion beds before anything else goes in. That single step starts the nitrogen building cycle that every pair in this video depends on. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The Zone 8B window does not wait. So ask yourself this: how many of the 3 windows have you already missed this season? Because the answer tells you exactly where to start. Now step back and look at what this system actually gives you. A 10 by 10 garden running Zone 8B precision pairs does not just produce more food. It produces food with less water, less fertilizer, less guesswork, and less failure. When your soil-cation exchange capacity is corrected, when your pairs are thermally synchronized, and when your 3 planting windows are locked in, your garden stops being an experiment and starts being a system. That is what total food security looks like for a Zone 8B gardener. Not a bigger plot, not more money spent at the garden center. A smarter 10 by 10 bed running the right pairs at the right time in the right soil. Generic advice was never built for your zone. Zone 8B science is, and now you have it.